สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello and welcome to another Dharma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone is welcome to join. We're waiting for our first participant, which should be coming in soon. Okay, Maria. Hi, Maria. You're the first person in line tonight.
Hello, Tanha-Ajaan. How are
Where are
you?
you? Good. Where are you now?
We are in Japan. We are in Kyushu Island, and I have also other people in my group. They also want to listen today.
Okay, привет. Привет.
Привет.
Привет.
У вас вопрос есть? Ага. They want to ask a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Как работает медитация с точки зрения физиологии, и есть ли здесь что-то, такая подоплека, какая-то другая, которую невозможно объяснить?
А,
Можно ли объяснить, короче, эффект просветления только физиологией?
He is asking, when we practice meditation, can we explain the effect of meditation from like scientific point of view, like what happens in the brain, like neurobiologically, or when a person becomes enlightened, does it mean that like from biological point of view, also like the brain functions in another way?
Well, see, the mind is not a physical entity. So you cannot use any physical instrument to measure the mind. What you measure is the effect of the mind on the body, on the brain, but not the mind itself. Some people say that when they meditate and they put on Apple Watch, and Apple Watch will tell them that they were sleeping. But in fact, they were not sleeping, they were meditating. But the effect on meditation and sleeping is similar. So that's what Apple Watch measures, the effect of meditation on the body, on the brain. So you cannot use any physical instrument to measure, to gauge the mind. Only way to gauge or to measure the mind is to meditate and use the mind itself to measure the mind, use the mind to gauge the mind. When the mind becomes still, then the mind will be able to see itself clearly. So just keep meditating.
Sure,
Go ahead. You want to translate to him?
Давай потом.
I will translate later.
Okay, fine.
She also wants to ask a question.
Sure.
То самое, а не иллюзия ума. То есть как отменять?
How to understand that you have found the truth and it is not the illusion of your mind?
Well, the truth in Buddhism is the truth of suffering and the cessation of suffering. This we can tell. When you have stress, that's suffering. And when you can stop the stress by your practice of meditation, then you know this is true. See?
She understands. Thank you.
Okay.
I have a question about practice. Like now, I'm very much busy with the group. We go to different parts of Japan, and sometimes I try to practice, like watching my body movements, but I'm too distracted because there are so many things to do. When I do Anapana, I become more concentrated. But is it advisable to do Anapana just during daily activities or only sati?
If you can do it, You can use anapanasati for mindfulness practice also, if you like. But it will be hard because your breath is very difficult to see or to feel. It's easier to watch your body or use the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto to stop your mind from running all over the place.
But if it works for me, that I can
Fine,
observe.
fine, you can use it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Where is your next destination?
We go tomorrow to Yakushima Island, and in 3 days I'll be in Nepal. Then I will be
Nepal.
more than 1 month in Nepal.
You plan to visit the Buddha's birthplace, Lumpini?
Yes, of course. Yeah, we go to Lumbini. We also go to Namo Buddha. It's the place where in one of his previous life, Buddha gave his body to the tigress who wanted to eat your tiger cubs.
I see.
Mhm.
Okay. Enjoy your trip and see you maybe next week if you have any
Yeah.
question.
I will try to join. Thank you so much. Very nice to see you
Okay.
again.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Next, Kek Yenso from Penang.
Ajaan, good evening. No question, Ajaan, just to send a pay respect. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to Al Sosim, also from Penang. Do you know each other?
No, I don't
No.
know. Good evening, Tanha. May I report my homework? Last week I did 3 days self retreat at home. Then on the first day I did 6 hours meditation on the same spot. The first 5 hours were good because I went into samadhi. Then when I went for toilet break, I came back, I still went into samadhi. But the last hour was a bit difficult. I couldn't focus on my breath. So I did a Subha meditation. I did Metta Bhavana. Then I did some chanting. Then later I did Budo Budo until the end of the hour. Then after I came out from the 6 hours, my mind was very clear and I had a lot of energy in my body. I don't feel tired at all.
That's good. Do you like this kind of practice, sitting in one place, staying put in one place for 6 hours, trying to restrain your cravings to do things?
I think it's good. It's better, I think. Then
it forces you to use mindfulness and meditation to deal with your cravings.
Yes. Then after my self-retreat, I think my mindfulness is more natural and better.
But you need to keep up with your practice though. Anytime you let go of your practice, you can lose what you have gained. So to maintain what you have gained, you have to keep continuing practicing. You just have to practice more and more, not less and less, if you want to advance. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Chanajan, for your advice.
Practice till the last breath. That's what we say.
Okay.
Don't
Thank
stop.
you.
Don't give up.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful for your advice.
Okay. Next, Philip from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Hi, good evening, Tanjan. Don't have any questions in particular. I'm just here to listen in.
Okay. I'll go to Tommy. Last week he couldn't enter. He didn't have enough time for you to join. Go ahead.
Namaskar.
Go ahead.
Is the sound okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Yes, I was very sad I couldn't make it last week.
You have to be quick though, if you want to join this room.
Not enough barami. I wanted to ask about the section on postures, the Iriya Pata Pabang in the Satipatthana.
This is to keep your mind fixed, not running, not thinking about other things. So you have to tie your mind to the body posture. Just keep watching the posture of the body. When you're standing, the mind has to be standing with the body. When the body walks, the mind has to be walking with the body, so forth.
Okay. And I was reading Forrest Daciner's, and
Yes.
coincidentally, I came across a talk entitled The Four Satipatthana.
Yes.
And I was reading it. I'll just read this bit. It's the same way with the investigation of the inner and external Vedana or feelings. Actually, the external Vedana here isn't about other people's feelings, but about the bodily or physical feelings, whilst the internal Vedana is about the mental feelings. I've gained this insight from my practice, and I'm profoundly convinced of this, but I do not deny that external Vedana can refer to other people's feelings. So I think I asked this before. He's talking like Vedana in the body and physical feeling, and then Vedana in the mind, like a ROM.
Yes. So there are two types of Vedana, actually. The physical one and the mental one. Physical is like when you're hungry, you have bad feeling. When you're full, you have pleasant feeling. But even though when you're having this physical feeling, you can have a different types of mental feeling. You can feel at ease, or you can feel uncomfortable. You can be high or low mentally, while the body could be either pleasant or unpleasant. So there are two types of feelings, really.
And how does this relate to the Anapanasati and the posture section?
No, it has nothing to do with each other. The posture section is for the development of mindfulness. So while this is the practice of vipassana, to understand that these feelings keep changing. Sometimes it's pleasant, sometimes it's unpleasant, sometimes it's neutral, physically or mentally.
And when's the right time to take up that contemplation?
Whenever you like, when you're not meditating, if you're able to see the feeling, or when it hurts you, like when you have painful feeling in your stomach. And if you don't want to suffer, then you have to know the nature of this feeling that it is anatta, is not under your control.
I see.
If you want it to disappear, you can get stressed. You can become stressful.
Okay.
If you don't want to be stressful, then you just have to leave it alone. Don't try to change or control it.
I see. I understand.
Okay. But this stress is not the mental feeling. This stress is the dukkha in the Four Noble Truths.
Okay.
And our goal is to eliminate this Four Noble Truths stress from the mind. We can eliminate it by stop our cravings with our feelings or with our body. We just have to accept the body or the feeling as they are, as they come. Then we will not produce any stress in the mind.
Okay. I see. And my last question is, what's cetasika?
I think as I understand, cetasika means things that appears in the mind.
Okay.
Anything that appears in the mind, you can call it cetasika.
So like mind objects.
Mind object, yeah, that's what it is, mind objects.
And sanya as well?
Sanya, sankhara, they are mind objects. Yeah.
Okay.
And even vijnana.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Sensual objects that enter into the mind through vijnana are considered to be cetasika as well.
Okay.
So just treat them just like anything else. They have the three characteristics of existence as their brand. Yeah. Just understand them and then try not to control them, because you cannot control them all the time. So it's better when you cannot control them, you just have to accept them for what they are. Then you will have no stress or disappointment in the mind.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
Yes. Thanks, Ajahn.
How's your practice?
Had a good one last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still practice seclusion, living by yourself?
Yeah, still.
Do any fasting or just keep the 8 precept?
Just keeping 8 precepts. What else? Just try to keep it continuous.
Yeah, maintain your practice.
Yeah, not going too hard, not going too easy. Take a rest when I'm getting stressed or tired.
Middle way, take the middle way.
Yeah, try to be.
Not too hard, not too soft. Somewhere in between.
Yeah, it's good now. The summer's over, so it's like Pansa. It's nice and cool, nice warm sun, cool breeze. It's good Barwon weather.
You got pleasant feeling arising.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, keep up your practice then.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Oh, you're welcome. Next intern from Indonesia.
Good evening, Prajan. I have
Yes.
no question, Prajan.
Okay. I'll go to Apalachita then from Dubai.
Good evening, Prajan.
How are you?
I'm well. I feel actually quite settled with my new routine, and
You find it more conducive to your practice?
yes, and also in a strange way conducive to teaching yoga. Like it seems to flow easier,
That's good.
which is an interesting
Maybe
discovery.
your mind has less distraction, so you're
Yes.
able to teach more. That's good.
And then I had this question. So I do value teaching along with my practice. So in the long run, if I want to really go deep and sort of teach well, keeping a secluded life seems to be important. Is that true? Or
For what? For your teaching or for your meditation practice?
both? Because I can understand with meditation, but I find it very interesting, like even other work seems easier.
Yes, it could be a bonus, but the main goal is we should look at the main goal should be success in meditation rather
Right.
than success in teaching. Because your
Right.
teaching will not be able to help you get rid of your stress or suffering. It's meditation that will do this for you. And as you grow older, there'll be more stress and more suffering. When you get older, you get sick or you're gonna die, you're gonna have to rely on your meditation practice to keep your mind radiant, peaceful, and calm. Not the teaching of yoga.
No, that is true. Yeah, it's like a little balm to calm down before we step into.
Yeah, so don't forget your main goal is to meditate.
Right.
Teaching is just an added bonus from your meditation practice.
Okay.
Sometimes you miss the point, you miss the goal, and you take the teaching as your goal instead of your
Right.
meditation.
No. Yeah. No, I don't want to do that. No.
Okay.
Okay. Now I understand. Yes.
Okay, so you're happy, and you keep.
I'm happy. I'm really.
You still maintain mindfulness as much as possible?
Yes, I even tried an interesting thing today, like while driving before I used to listen to, nice Dharma talks. But then I said, okay, why don't I chant Itipiso? And of course, I can't use a beat, so I just did one and I did the Itipiso. And it's very good to realize how quickly your mind goes off. So it's a good mindfulness training.
Yes, it's
So
to clear your mind of all the mental clutter, your
yeah.
thoughts.
So I'm enjoying this practice. So
Okay, good then. Happy to hear.
yeah.
Hope you advance, keep on moving ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Next, Gary from Singapore.
Greetings, Ajaan. No questions, just happy to be listening in.
Okay. Kafai Lim from Malaysia.
Good day to you, Tanha. Same to me, just listening.
Okay. Alvin, also from Malaysia.
Namaskar, Ajaan. No question, just pay respect and listening.
Okay. Suchi from the UK.
Hello, Tanha. I'm also happy to be joining in to listen and learn and pay my respects to you, Tanha, and express gratitude to everyone else.
So how's your practice coming along?
The practice I do on a daily, regular basis. I wake up and before I start the chores or work, I do sitting breath meditation. And the rest of the day, I try to practice mindfulness with whatever I am doing and use the mantra or chant metta when my mind starts thinking of this and that.
Good. And you find your mind is more light and more pleasant?
Of course, yes, Tanajan.
Yeah.
And more, it's easier to handle stress or restlessness or any emotion that comes into my mind or a situation. I find using the mantra that it is easier to be calm.
Yes. Mindfulness is a very strong tool for calming the mind. It's a mental medicine, we call it, mental medicine. When you have stress, restlessness, or agitation, just use mindfulness. Recite the mantra or chanting, or meditate watching your breath.
Yeah.
Just keep it up, okay? Make it into a habit. Use meditation to solve your mental problem. Don't take any medicine for it. Like, you don't need any medicine, like tranquilizer and whatever that people use.
Yes,
Because
Tanajan.
you can become addicted to the medicine. And if you overdose, then it can be harmful to your body.
Yes, I'm determined to keep this going.
Okay, good.
And improve.
You have any
Because at this
question?
moment, sorry.
Go ahead.
At this moment, I am not able to observe the 8 precepts presently, but I'm hoping that I will be able to.
You can do it slowly. Maybe pick one day of the week to do it with. You don't have to do it every day yet. And you don't have to do all 8. You might want to just start with 6 and add to 7 and 8 eventually.
Okay. Thank you, Tanajan. Thank you. I have
Okay.
to think about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an idea for me. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay. Next, Rohini, also from the UK. You both know each other, right? Suchi and Rohini. Or
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Good evening, Ajaan. How are you?
Fine. Thank you.
I have no questions, but I just want to let you know that I continue to practice and sitting meditation as well as and keep an just watch what I'm doing when I'm not when I'm not sitting. So I just because I live alone, so I don't have anybody to any disturbances. So I spend most of my time on meditating, either sitting or sitting on a chair or sitting cross-legged.
Do you have any restlessness issue?
I used to have, but not now, because I don't think much.
I mean, the need to do something all the time. Do you have that kind of urge?
Sometimes I think I feel a bit worried because I really want, but I think I want to get into fourth jhana, but I'm not really there yet. So I think I'm too, yeah, that worry me a little bit.
Your
Apart
mindfulness
from
is not continuous yet.
that, not continuous, maybe not continuous.
If you
But
can keep
most of
your
the time.
mind, if you can keep your mindfulness continuous for 5 minutes, you can enter into jhana,
Oh,
but without distraction.
yeah. I think I'm not quite sure whether
Try it. Just try to say.
yeah.
See if we can recite the mantra Bhutto for 5
I
minutes
feel like that,
without.
but I don't. Yeah, I think because I'm not quite sure whether I'm on jhana or not, but
It doesn't matter as long as you
yeah,
feel
yeah,
calm and peaceful. That's the
yeah.
goal.
Yes. Thank
It
you,
can.
Ajahn.
It has many levels. This calm and peacefulness. So just keep doing it, and your mind will
The
become
thing
more
is,
calm and more peaceful.
the features that Ajahn described, I'm not getting there yet. So no nimitta but I feel calm. My mind
Okay.
is not, yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. I'll go to Oregon now, to Steph. Hi, Steph.
Hi. I don't have any questions. Just happy to be here. Thank you.
Okay. No thought, no anything to offer?
You've been doing your talk last week when you talked about the soap bubbles and just continue that into the week. Life is like soap bubbles. Why cling? I don't know. I feel really good. A lot of practice.
We are like soap bubbles.
Yeah, what's the point?
One day we'll be disappear from this earth.
I was cleaning and I watched a soap bubble go across and then it fell into some water and I was like, oh, you didn't disappear. Now you're part of the whole. I don't know. Just so, my practice is going on.
Just let go. Don't be attached.
Yeah.
And then you will have no stress.
Yes. I'm feeling that way.
But you have to do your work. You have to do your duty or whatever you have to
yeah.
do.
You got to be a mom. I got to be.
But just don't be attached. It's just a role playing, really.
Yeah. It's a game.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Next, Lynn from Indonesia.
Good evening, Tanajan. Hope you are healthy.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm very good. I got one question for tonight. So when we enter into samadhi, do this Vedana, Sanya, Sankara stop functioning, leaving only the vijnana to function? Thank you.
I think all the four namakanda stop temporarily, leaving the knowing alone. The knowing is the other property of the mind.
Mm.
This knowing is constantly knowing, but it's just not obvious or apparent because it's been blocked by this other, not blocked by the feelings and thinking. So when all this four stop, then what appears will be just the knowing.
So knowing can be said as the sixth element.
No, the knowing is the fifth property of the knowing element. The knowing element has five properties. It can think, it can feel, it can remember, and it can receive information from the sensual organs of the body.
Mm.
And it also, but this four function, the thinking, feeling, receiving of sensual objects, and remembering can stop temporarily. When this stop, then what remains is just the fifth property, which is the knowing.
Mm.
This knowing is constant, it's always there, all the time, always on. But we just don't see it because we are distracted by the feeling and the thinking. So we never see the knowing. We only see the knowing only after these four other functions stop temporarily. Then you see the true nature of the mind, which is merely knowing. This one is never off, never on, it's always on. But the other four comes on and off. Thinking comes on and off, feeling comes on and off, or changing, keep changing. But this knowing is always knowing, always on. Because without it, we won't know anything. we won't know what we're talking about without the knowing. But we're just like the earth element. The earth element doesn't have this knowing ability. So it doesn't know anything. You can step on the earth and the earth doesn't feel bad or good. So this is the knowing element is a special element. It has five special properties.
So in order to stop them permanently, we need to be.
You cannot stop them permanently. You cannot stop this. Only when you stop contacting the sensual objects. Then there will be no feeling because the sensual object is the one that create the feeling. And then the thinking react to the sensual feeling, so forth. But when you meditate, you stop receiving any sensual objects into your mind. So then the mind stop thinking, stop feeling, but it still keep remaining knowing. And this is the knowing is the one that you have to teach it to be smart, because right now the knowing is delusional, is being deceived by the defilement. To think that knowing is the self, and that to be happy, the knowing has to have sensual objects for pleasure. So you have to re-educate the knowing that the knowing can be happy without having anything, just being still. And there's no self in the knowing. And eventually the knowing will stop grasping or craving for things. Because whatever it grasp or crave for will end up in stress because everything is temporarily. So when you see with wisdom that everything that is thought to be permanent, to be happy, to be good all the time, turn out not to be good all the time or happy all the time. It can turn into bad, it can turn into sadness. Then it will stop grasping or craving for anything anymore. then it can exist alone, just being still. Because that's true. That's where true happiness is happiness from being still. Nibbanang paramang sunyam, nibbanang paramang sukham.
So it is only in our meditative state that we can experience that kind of happiness. Is that true?
Well, when you say meditation, you mean just sitting meditating.
Yes.
That's the first part. But once you develop wisdom, then you can be peaceful and happy in our posture. You don't have to be in meditation to be happy. Because wisdom will teach the mind to stop grasping, stop craving. Once there are no craving, then there is no stress. Once there is no stress, then there's just peace and contentment. But first you need to develop peace by the mindfulness first. Then after that, once you have peace by mindfulness, now then you want to protect this peace that you gain from mindfulness by using wisdom whenever the craving start to come up. Because it's the craving that start to eliminate the peace that you gain from mindfulness. So if you can stop the craving from erasing the peace that you gain from mindfulness, then you can still maintain peace from mindfulness without having to do any meditation. Just stop your craving. When there's no craving, then there's no disturbance to the mind. See? Then the mind can remain peaceful and calm all the time. But whenever you have craving, your mind starts to be disturbed, right? Start to be irritated, agitated, start to feel lonely, start to feel sad, start to feel empty. So you have to stop your craving whenever your craving come up by seeing the objects of your craving to be anicca, dukkha, anatta. That they give you more suffering. It's better to do without them than to have them. When you have them, then you have to deal with them. Then you will have to worry about them, feel sad about them when you lose them. So the goal is to teach the mind to live with nothing. To have nothing is supreme happiness, the Buddha said. Nibbanang paramang sunyam. Okay.
Just one more question. We know that Tanajan, you have like some back pain. I'm just wondering that do you sleep well?
I know how to deal with the back pain, so that's no problem. I just sit. I only feel painful when I stand or walk.
Okay.
So I only walk until I feel painful, then I stop and sit for a minute or so. Then I can get up and walk for another 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
So I just use this way to deal with my back pain.
Mm.
And fortunately, I don't have to do much walking or standing.
Mm.
I can sit for hours talking to you and feel no pain. But as soon as I stand up and walk for 2 or 3 minutes, the pain starts to develop. Then I have to sit down. I try different methods. I try to use massage, try to use, all sort of things. But it doesn't seem to work. So I just use mindfulness and wisdom, accept it, and then you have no pain in the mind, no stress in the mind, no worry. The stress in the mind is created by your desire or craving for the back pain to disappear.
That's true.
But since you know it's anatta, you cannot force it to disappear, then you just learn to accommodate it.
Mm.
So no problem, I'm okay. Because I think the treatment can be worse than the pain itself. So I don't want to go through treatment. which might be experimental, which might be just guessing work, some of the treatment. So I know how to deal with my pain. So there's no need for me to take any medicine or go to take any medical advice. So no problem. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Hope you are well, Ajahn.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you for your concern, though. But yeah.
Yeah, you have set a very good example for all of us. So thank you so much for your teaching. I'm very grateful for that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we can use the mind to treat our mind better. Once there's no stress in the mind, then the pain of the body doesn't matter, doesn't bother the mind. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so very much.
Okay, next, Marco from the Netherlands. Hi, I haven't seen you for a while.
Hi, Ajaan. How are you? Yes, it's been
Fine.
a while. All's well. I wasn't able to join on the last 2 weeks, mostly due to work, not the settings being completely available. So I prefer to sit more in private. Sometimes I can work from home, sometimes I can't. But yeah, I do miss these talks, and I do miss hearing the Dhamma. I have a question. In one of the talks with my wife, so we like talking about Dhamma often. I made a comparison, and I would just like to see if that way of thinking is erroneous, yes or no. So my understanding from the seed of becoming, could I compare that to the inherent sense of self-preservation, of wanting to keep existing, to survival, the mode of survival?
That's one form of craving that causes your stress, your suffering, your mental suffering.
Yeah. So
Because
if we, sorry, go
because you
ahead.
cannot achieve your craving to survive, to live forever, because the body is temporary and it can only last for a few years, and then it will have to dissolve. So it's delusional to crave for living forever.
So if I compare that, the delusional view of wanting to survive, right? So being afraid of death. If you look at animals, have that very strong, and humans have that strongly as well. Is that then fed by ignorance, by avijja, by the
That's
seed of
right.
becoming? Yeah.
That's right. But when you study the Dharma, then you start to have wisdom. You start to see that the body is temporary. Then you change your attitude. Say, instead of wishing it to live forever, then you start to accept that you cannot live forever. Then this will reduce the amount of stress from trying to stay alive. Better just to accept the end of life whenever it comes, than try to fight it, because you will never win, you'll lose.
Yeah, it feels counterintuitive. It feels like when you're actually losing, if you're being born again.
So it's better to accept losing.
Yeah.
To be a loser is, but sometimes it's the way to deal with the stress in the mind. Once you accept to be a loser, then the stress will disappear. The anxiety
Expectations
and
go
worry will
away.
disappear.
True. So, and another question I had, and something that I noticed when meditation has been going well afterwards, it feels like the mind's more clear and things seem to be coming clear in as to how things really are. I know that Tanajampanya once explained it. It's like the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is something you would learn, and wisdom is something you would really know. It would be true. Is it true that what we see as knowledge is more tied to the brain, and what's truly wisdom is more tied to the chitta?
I think they're both from the chitta. Not the brain has no ability to. But see, knowing is more intellectual. Knowledge is more intellectual, but wisdom is more practical. It comes from real thing. When we talk about suffering, this is just intellectual. But when we have stress, this is real, So this is knowledge. This is wisdom. And if you can get rid of your stress, then you have the wisdom, you have the ability. But when we sit here and discussing about stress and how to get rid of it, this is still intellectual, not real. But we need first to study the theory, then apply the theory in real time when we have stress.
Yeah.
If you understand the theory and you can apply the theory in real time, you won't need anything to cure your stress, because you know the stress comes from yourself, from your craving, from your desire. And all you have to do is to stop your desire by accepting the truth. Sometimes we lose something and we feel stressful, sad, we want it back. But when you look at the truth and you say, well, you'll never come back what you lose, you know. Why can't you just accept that? Once you accept that, then your stress will disappear, your sadness will disappear. Sometimes we forget because our reflex is always on the side of craving. So whenever stress comes up, our reaction is to create more cravings. Rather than to stop the craving, we tend to use new craving to create more stress without knowing it.
Yeah, it feels like solving a problem with a new problem.
That's right. It's like I said to Lynn just now about solving my back pain, by trying to treat it with some medicine, you know.
Yeah.
And
I've tried.
the treatment becomes a pain in itself, because you have to travel back and forth to the clinic and do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, true. And one of the things I noticed also because of the situation at work is that all the things that used to agitate me and make me feel less peaceful, it seems to be getting easier now to see that I'm really causing it myself, which is actually funny if you think about it. Not funny when you experience it, because when emotion comes in, it doesn't work to. I mean, I'm not able to at this point in time to have sufficient mindfulness to not feel that emotion at the point in time it happens, and then I do cling to it a little bit, but I do see that it's caused by myself. So I guess that the whole trick is to lose that ignorance and understand that everything that is being experienced is just because I'm experiencing it, because I'm building it, I'm making it, and it's not there. It's just an illusion. But accepting that that's an illusion still has that feeling of, but what's left then? And I think that that's one of my hindrances still. What's left then is the question.
Yes, you need mindfulness to be able to stop your emotion. Wisdom alone is not able to. Wisdom only tells you the cause of your emotion. But to stop your emotion, you need wisdom. You need mindfulness. You have to still the mind with mindfulness. So you have to practice mindfulness all the time until you're able to stop your mind anytime you want. Then you can stop your anger anytime. You can stop your craving anytime.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So now my craving is mostly wanting to progress more.
You have to stop that. You have to stop that also. If it starts to create stress in yourself, in your mind. But if it doesn't create any stress, it's okay. It's always okay to be ambitious, but not to the point of causing any stress to you.
True. That's the thing. It's a comparison that I start to make. Like, okay, I've been doing pretty intense training now, intense practice now, and still I'm not where I want to be. And then the question is like, but where do you want to be? If you want to be somewhere, then that's already the problem, right?
That's right.
It's yeah.
You want to
it's the
stop
path.
you want to stop going anywhere.
Yeah. and I'm running to get there.
Yeah. It's like chasing after your own shadow.
Exactly like a dog after his own tail. Same story.
Yeah.
I keep going. Why doesn't the tail stop?
Mm.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Is that all you have for today?
Yes, Ajaan, thank you. You just pay my
Okay.
respect. Thank you.
Good to see you. Next, Kokseng from Singapore.
Good evening, Prajan. Yeah, this evening I just like One is a reflection of last week's talk. You were telling Cole from California about the question of departments coming back after a retreat, and I can relate to that. And you give the metaphor of school is over, and therefore the departments will come back. So, and this is something which I can relate to because I have similar experience also. In the retreat, everyone is very mindful, keeping the precepts. So once the retreat over, then the disciplines tends to slacken, and then so this is something that I can relate to. Yeah. So, Praja, may I just ask? So sometimes at home, how can we have that kind of discipline, like what we had in the retreat, when we have peer pressures to make sure that we maintain our mindfulness, and at the same time we have a supervising teacher to make sure that we are on that we are on the ball. So how can we do that at home when we are all by ourselves?
Then you have to act yourself as a teacher, as your peer, as if somebody is watching you all the time. And think that your teacher is watching you now, and your friends, your peers are also doing the practice. So you cannot go slack. You have to keep on doing. And the best incentive is to look at the result of your practice. You get result when you practice mindfulness. But when you don't practice, then you don't get any result. So it doesn't matter whether you're retreat or not retreat. Just think yourself that your life is a retreat. Every moment of your life is you're living in a retreat without knowing it. If you want to advance, if you want to progress on this path, you have to look at every moment of your life as being in a retreat.
Okay. And Praja, how do we see the results of mindfulness?
Well, when you go into a retreat, how do you feel? Calmer, less agitation, less worry, less anxiety.
Yes, right.
But when you're not mindful, then your anxiety and worry start to return, right? Okay. Then it's a sign that's telling you that you're not mindful anymore. So you have to quickly regenerate your mindfulness by reciting Bhutto, 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 Bhutto.
Okay.
Whenever you feel stressful, it's a sign telling you that you're not practicing mindfulness anymore or wisdom.
Sign of stress. Okay. Yeah. Prajan, may I also ask, usually from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, I have actually scheduled myself to sit down for meditation. But whenever I sit during this period, I'll be thinking later on at 12 noon, how am I going to cook the dishes, and then the procedures and so on. So sometimes I may sit until instead of sitting for 2 hours, I may only manage to sit for 1 hour. Then I find that I can't focus any further, and I just stop my meditation and go to the kitchen and start the preparation work. So any advice from Prajan, how do I manage this this mind from thinking about the next activities that I'm going to do after the sitting meditation?
Well, you have to keep focused on the present. The next activity is in the future. See? So tell yourself that you're not there yet, so don't think about it. Think about now. What are you doing? What are you supposed to be doing? You're supposed to be mindful of your breathing. Just keep watching your breath. Don't go to the future, don't go to the past. Stay in the present. Stay with the work at hand.
Okay. So I will tell my mind,
Come back.
come back,
It's
stay in
not
the
time to. It's not time for cooking yet. It's time for meditation.
Okay. 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 I will try it out.
Okay, good enough.
Yes, I will try out. Even though it may sound very simple, but I think it may come in handy because when my mind is preoccupied about, oh, later on I will add this, add that, and yeah, I have my mind has no means to so-called stop all this thinking. Yeah. Okay, I will try out this simple instruction.
Yes, and the most important tool to deal with this situation is mindfulness. So you have to practice mindfulness long before you meditating. You should start mindfulness as soon as you get up. You should start reciting Bhutto, Bhutto. Or be mindful of your body movement or action. Then you will have good mindfulness to be able to stop your mind whenever it starts to run away from you, go into the future or go into the past. And you say, you can bring it back, say, be here and now.
Okay. Okay, I will try out. Yeah.
So don't forget the real tool is mindfulness.
That means before, from the time I get up from the bed.
Yes, start mindfulness right away.
Okay.
And try to keep it going until the time you go to bed.
Okay.
See if you can do that or not.
Okay, I will try.
You might have Bhutto for a few minutes, then the rest of the day you forgot about Bhutto.
Okay, I will continue to try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Thank you, Praja.
Next call. Hi, call.
Hi, Tanha John. No questions today, but I agree the school's out. Teaching from last week was very helpful. I'll keep on practicing.
Yeah. Don't let off your guard with mindfulness. Maintain your mindfulness all the time, wherever you are. The Buddha said mindfulness is always important, ever important, regardless of where you are, what you do. You have to be mindful all the time. If you can do that, then you can expect advance in your practice, progress in your practice. Okay.
Yes, I will try. Thank you.
Okay, next, Justine. Did I ask you which part of California you are?
Yes, I'm in California.
In the north, right? In the near Bay Area? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
So ever since I came back to the States, I try to maintain mindfulness whenever I can. Last week, I developed some kind of samadhi, some level of samadhi by being mindful. And in return, I was able to remain mindful for like 3 or 4 days continuously, just being aware of my bodily actions and feelings, noticing the rise and fall of feelings and mental objects. At the beginning, I can totally see the body like living in delusion, like all the time, like craving for pleasant feelings and avoiding unpleasant feelings. But now sometimes I can sit for like 4 hours at a time, just investigating the rise and fall of sense impressions and feelings, and see the feelings as a separate entity and let go of it. But I find that even with wisdom, it's sometimes hard to let go of bodily reactions to sense impressions. So, for example, if there's when I go shopping, if there's background music in the store, and the body has a tendency to take every step according to the rhythm of the music. And when I deliberately try to take each step off beat, it's hard to do. And I also find that food is very difficult to let go of. I don't eat a lot of food in general, but I find it hard to let go in the sense that when chewing food, there's not only the taste, but also the texture of the food. So it's like I'm bombarded with like two kinds of sense impressions. So it's harder to let go than just one sense impression. Is it because, do you think it's because my mindfulness and samadhi is not strong enough? So if I have strong mindfulness, what sense impressions feel like more distant and easier to ignore?
No, I think this
Yeah.
this sensory attachment is due to your habit. You've been used to use eating or food to be a form of pleasure for you, sensory pleasure for you. You should re-educate your mind, tell you that the purpose of eating is just to maintain the body, not for sensual pleasure. So try to reverse the process. Try to eat something that you don't like, but still useful for the body. So you have to re-educate. If you live as a monk like me, you cannot choose the food you want to eat. And even sometimes you have some food you can choose. If you practice with your teacher, when I was at Wat Pa Bantat, I could not choose any food to go into my bowl. Ajaan Mahabodh said all the food should go into each bowl without any discrimination. So you just don't have a choice. You just have to eat what you are given, and then this will eventually start a new habit for you. Just to be able to accept any type of food, just for the sake of filling up the body. That's all. That's the purpose of eating, not for the pleasure, but for the purpose of maintaining the body's heat.
Yes. Okay.
So say the Buddha taught the monk that every time before we eat, we have to contemplate on the reason for eating. Not eating for pleasure, not eating for embellishment of the body, but we eat to get rid of the hunger that arising that caused by the lack of food, and to keep the hunger away for a while. That's the sole purpose of eating. So it doesn't have to be any pleasurable food or not. And sometimes it's better to eat unpleasurable food because you want to reprogram your mind, change your habit from being attached to a certain type of food to not be attached to them anymore. By not eating what you want to eat, because when you eat what you want to eat, you become attached, you become addicted, and you want to keep eating the same food again and again. But as monks, sometimes we don't have any choice. And if we cannot eat the type of food we like, sometimes it can become stress in the mind, unhappiness in the mind. And this might be able to cause somebody to give up the monkhood entirely and go back to eating the way they used to eat before.
Yeah, I'd love not to eat, pleasant food. And because when I remember you said before, when we practice to a certain level, we need to test ourselves by being in the jungle and see how our heart react to danger. And now I think, it's even possible for us to test our level of wisdom by exposing ourselves to
Unpleasant things
and see if we don't crave for it.
Yeah, you have to use this food challenge as a test to your wisdom and your mindfulness. Can you eat something you don't like? If just the purpose is to fuel the body, is to get rid of the hunger of the body. Then try to eat something that you don't like. See, don't eat the food you like.
Yeah.
That's the purpose. At Wat Pa Bantat, Ajaan Mahabodh doesn't allow monk to choose food to put into the bowl. He let other monk to put the food in each of the other monks' bowl.
So we should deliberately train to eat food that we don't enjoy.
That's right.
Okay.
If
And
you,
only
if you
food
enjoy
just
the
to
food, you
test.
can. If you get all the food that you enjoy, you can make it not enjoyable by mixing them all up in a bowl before you eat it. Because all this food will be mixed in the stomach later on anyway, right? So why not mix everything together? Put in a mixer. Put your food, whatever you're gonna eat in the mixer and mix it, and then eat it. See, then you will never be attached to this type of food anymore. Then you'll find that you can eat anything eventually.
Yes. My other question is about the knowing element of the mind. You mentioned earlier that the knowing is always there, but it's not self. So I wonder, if we are not knowing, can we let go of it? And is it even
You cannot let go of knowing. Knowing is part of the knowing element. It's part of the nature, the property of the knowing element. But the knowing element has no self. This is like the earth element. Does the earth element has any self in it? Water element has any self in it? No, there's no self, right? So there's no self in the knowing element. But the thinking due to delusion creates this fictionalized self in the mind. And the mind starts to believe it that to be true. When in fact it's not true. And you find when you meditate until your mind becomes calm and still, then you stop thinking. Then the fictional self also disappears. All that is left is just a knowing. That's the real thing. That's the real property of the mind, not the self. The self is a fictional property created by the delusion of the mind.
But like knowing like all phenomena at all time is also a kind of suffering. Like, can we let go of that as well?
Knowing is not suffering. It's a craving that causes suffering. You should know without craving. See, that's the purpose of practicing, just to eliminate cravings, desiring, wanting, and just to be merely knowing. Knowing doesn't cause suffering. It's a craving that's caused suffering.
Okay, thank you, Ajaan.
Next, Alfredo. Hi, Sao Paulo. Wake up. Alfredo, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Still
I'm in
sleeping?
country.
What time is it
Oh,
now?
me-
10 o'clock
it's
in Brazil?
11
11
11
already.
a.m.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
It's almost noon
Winter is
already.
winter is beginning.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
So you like
The
winter?
housewife
You like
is
winter
here.
better than summer?
No, I prefer summer, no, but to practice winter is better.
Winter is
Not
better.
friends, not other people's. The people
Mhm.
not invite me to his house there, but I live alone.
You have rains also in Brazil? You have lots of rain?
Now is winter, is beginning winter, no? But
Yes, but do you have rainy season in Brazil or not?
no, the better is summer, no?
Yeah, no rainy season in Brazil.
Uh, yes, 4 seasons, no? Autumn, 4 seasons, normal.
When you
Now
go,
is more.
when do you get rain then? When do you get rain? All year round?
Yes, rain a lot rain. Here
When?
a lot rain.
During summer or during winter or during spring or during autumn?
Both,
All the
rain a
time,
lot in Brazil. It's raining a lot.
all year long,
When
huh?
very hot, rain that afternoon. Very cold, rain less, but rain too. It's very many accidents of cars and motorcycle. Rain is very dangerous.
Not the
Very
rain.
a
It's
lot.
not danger. It's the lack of mindfulness is the danger. People drive without mindfulness.
Oh yes, yes, yes. My mindfulness is different. My mindfulness is out of Patika Samupada, out of the samsara body, out. No like and dislike. Only Upeka.
Okay. Only knowing.
Only
No,
knowing, only
no
knowing.
like or dislike. No craving.
Yes, yes. But my head is not so good. It's not good, but my head is a lot of problems. Karma, né, Bante? Karma, problems.
Yes. Body is
I
like
have
this. It get sick and die eventually.
yes.
Anicca. Body is anicca. Anatta. No self.
Yes,
It's not you. The
yes,
body is not you.
yes,
You're not the body. Yeah.
yes.
You're the
I don't
user.
have a,
You're the user of
I
the
don't have,
body.
yes, I don't have a good family, né, but my family have many problems, né? My father died. My mother have Alzheimer for 30 years. Many problems in family. When we don't have a good family, it's more difficult to your head. It's okay, né? But I had a lot of karma, bad karma, né? Problems. Is a problem. In Brazil, many families are separate. It's very problem. Pessoas, bad people that rain. Not have families live in good teachings in house, né? But
That's right. They lack good teaching of the Buddha.
yes.
They don't have loving kindness. They have
Yes, very
passion,
very important.
passionate love, but
Yes,
not loving kindness. When the passion disappears,
yes,
then the love disappears.
yes. A viapada, né? But is important. A viapada is good intense.
Iddhipada, yes, the four Iddhipada.
No. A viapada.
Avipada.
Yes,
What
Sama
does that?
Sankapa. Sama Sankapa.
Sama
No
Sankapo.
violence.
Uh,
Sama Sankapo. No violence. Good
no act of violence toward other people.
Yes. Sama Sankapo.
Say no evil, no do evil, no saying evil, no doing evil.
Yes.
Just be kind and be loving.
Yes, loving.
Loving
Yes.
kindness.
The same meta, né? Meta.
Yeah, metta, karuna, mudita.
Mudita, upeka. Yes. Sama Sankapo is very, very good, né? But Sama Sankapo is a guide, guides to us, né? But
yes, if people follow the Buddha's teaching, the world will be living in peace. No war, no violence. Everybody treat each other nice and well.
Passade.
Okay.
Passade, tranquility.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
No, but.
Okay.
The samsara is continued.
Yeah. You have to stop it.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Okay.
It's my goal. It's my goal.
Good luck to you.
For you too.
All right.
And Myanmar, good notes to Myanmar, but
Myanmar.
Birmania. Burma.
Burma, yes. It's about earthquake.
Burma,
yes.
you have notice.
Have what?
You have any information about Burma?
Having information about Burma? No.
Yes. Do you have?
No.
About the monks, Theravada monks?
I heard they have good monastery for meditation practice.
Yes.
They have the Sayadaw tradition, Mahasayadaw tradition. which is well known,
Yes.
called insight meditation, I think.
Yes. Yes. Metta to them. Metta to them.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Next,
Bye.
we in check from Vancouver.
Greetings,
Greetings,
Ajaan.
Ajaan.
I like the mindfulness is the mental medicine. I like that one.
Yes. If you have mindfulness, you will not have any stress, or anxiety, or worry. As soon as you feel stressful, you just keep reciting Bhutto, 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 or do some chanting. Then after a while, the stress will disappear. If you want the stress to be permanently disappear, then you have to use wisdom
Oh,
by accepting the three characteristics of our existence. That everything is temporary, everything subjected to change, everything will eventually fall apart, and you cannot control them. So you accept them. When you accept them, then you don't have any stress or worry about them.
I get to see a real life example because, like, I've never seen somebody that can truly accept illness, like Tan Ajahn, like your back pain. If I can, because I've seen so many people that has
Yes, most people don't like pain, see.
yeah, and
Nobody like pain, any type of pain.
yeah,
So as
but
soon as pain arises, they'll try to find some remedy for it right away.
yeah.
But sometimes the remedy can be more painful than the pain itself.
But at first time I see somebody that like totally I feel that it's as if you have no pain.
Well, I
I,
don't have any pain now. If I'm sitting, there's no pain. It's only when I stand or walk.
I know it's easy to say, but I think if it happens to me, I won't be like this. It's easier to say than done. That's what my point is. But anyway, yeah, like Lynn was saying, you really set a good example for us, like because yeah, this is like a real life example that I totally can see. Like wow, it's possible to be it's it's possible to be this way, like to be totally like it's like no pain at all. I
If you can accommodate pain, you solve a lot of problems for yourself. You don't
yeah.
have to worry about medical insurance. You don't have to worry about anything. Just solve your mental problem and so get rid of your mental pain, then the physical pain would not bother the mind.
Hmm. It's so much easier to say than done, but when you see it like in real life example, like you see, it's more, it has a deeper impact on me, anyways. Like, but yeah, it's sometimes we forgot that you have pain even because because of how you present, right? You can't like this is like totally like I don't know how to explain, but it's real life teaching for us anyways. Like yeah.
Yes, it's the real vulnerable truth. Pain is the
That's the wisdom.
birth, aging, sickness, death. This is the real thing that we have to learn to accept them. Once we accept them, then there will be no stress.
Mm. I see how the real life example of somebody uses the mental medicine that Buddha taught us and apply it fully and it totally cures everything. I think it's like wow, it's very inspiring.
I mean, the pain doesn't go away, but the pain don't bother you. That's all.
Yeah, but well, seeing it real life is different. Then like you can talk all you want, but you see people like, oh, like I have to say this is the first time I've seen. Yeah.
You have to see it in yourself, more importantly.
Not only people feel pain, sometimes people feel anger too.
That's right, the stress causes them the
Yeah, I
anger.
get angry and get sad or upset. But yeah, hopefully I'll see it myself one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to see how you deal with the pain. You start going after medicine or something. You know, I've never, I haven't taken any painkiller ever since I became a monk.
Oh,
Wow.
oh,
I
so
just use meditation. I use mindfulness to calm the mind down.
40, like over 40 years, no medicine.
Yeah, 50 years.
50, oh, 50 years.
No
Oh,
aspirin, no painkillers, anything like that.
oh.
But I use
Like,
some other medicine,
you use what?
some other type of medicine, but not for the pain, but for curing the disease. Sometimes I have to use the medicine. Like, and I need antibiotics
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
have some infection or something like that.
Oh,
But usually, doctor will give you what you call antibiotics and also some painkillers. But I don't use the painkiller. I just use the antibiotics
oh.
because I'm not bothered by the pain.
But if you have a fever, you don't take, right? You don't.
No, just accept the fever.
It'll go away.
Eventually, it disappear. It doesn't last forever. Right? You get a cold for 4 or 5 days and it'll disappear. You get fever for a day or two, it disappear.
Yeah. But the back pain has been, I know it's been quite a while, but
It's been slowly developing for many years until it gets to the point where I can no longer walk long distance. Not long, just even a few minutes. I couldn't do that. But now I have to ride on a golf cart on my arms round because sometimes it takes an hour or two to finish my arms round.
especially like were there a lot of people on Songkran? Is it
Yes,
Songkran?
we have on some kind it took about 2 hours to finish our arms round.
Wow.
That's about almost 600 people giving food that morning. Okay, any question?
Yeah, a question about vitaka and vichara. So vitaka is when I start recite Buddha, right? But how about
Yes.
vichara is
Vichara is knowing that you are reciting.
knowing, okay. So we need these two.
You need to, when you're watching your breath, you watch your breath, then you know that you're watching your breath. Watching your breath is vitaka.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're watching your breath in or out is vichara.
If I lose mindfulness, meaning that I don't have vitaka and vichara anymore.
Yes, then you have aimless thinking about this, thinking about that. It's not considered vitaka, vichara, because vitaka, vichara means you're thinking about just only your meditation object. But when you start to thinking about business, thinking about taxes, thinking about this is not vitaka, vichara.
That's called worry.
Yeah. It's restlessness and agitation.
Oh. So okay. Oh, yeah. So mindfulness need vitaka and vichara, and then the virya will use vitaka and vichara. Is it? We cultivate, right?
You have to cultivate it virya. If you're lazy, you won't cultivate it. You won't meditate. You say, "Oh, I'd rather go to sleep."
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But you can't have one without the other, isn't it, Ajahn? You can't have like vitaka without vichara or vichara without vitaka, right?
I don't know. You have to prove it to yourself.
Okay.
It's something you can prove it yourself. Why do you ask me?
We will. Yeah.
Eventually, vitakka and vichara will disappear when the mind becomes still. Then you have ubekkha. That's when you enter the fourth jhana. Then vitakka, vichara disappear. Piti disappear. Sukha disappear. And replaced by ubekkha or contentment.
Mm. And afterwards, then investigate, right? Like
No. This is samadhi. Investigation is something that you decided on. It's not part of your meditation practice. Your meditation practice is to get to ubekkha, to get to stillness of the mind, and try to keep it still for as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know it when you get there that you don't want it to leave. You don't want to leave that state of mind because it's the most marvelous state of mind.
Mm.
And if you get to that stage, then you're ready to give up your wife, your husband, your business, and everything, and become a monk. Because you know that being a husband or wife or having a business will not give you this type of experience.
Yeah.
If you haven't got to that point yet, then you cannot yet leave your wife or your husband or your business. You have to rely on them to keep you happy. But if you can replace them with ubekkha, with peace and contentment, then you don't need anything else. You can live alone, live empty-handed. Except for the basic requisite of life, you still need to maintain the body with food, shelter, clothing, and medicine. But as far as the mind itself is concerned, it doesn't need anything anymore. Doesn't need sensual pleasure, doesn't need anything. It just want to be alone and peaceful and happy by itself.
Yep.
Okay, so try to get to vitakka vichara first.
Yeah.
Don't think about taxes or don't think about business when you meditate.
Yeah, when we get there, we'll give you a call.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, thank you,
Tarajan.
Darajan. Thank you for the teaching. Thank you.
Okay, next, Nita and Saket from Pune.
Good evening, Ajaan.
How's life? Okay, better now? Get more accustomed to the new life?
It's challenging sometimes. The
Mm.
city life is very noisy. And sometimes if we have to go out, we get stuck in traffic like today. So it's challenging, and it's good to observe the emotions that arise. There's some anger that arise, and there's the knowingness that there is anger. And then it passes away also. So it's interesting to watch it. At the same time, sometimes I feel like going out in the secluded area, in the forest area, just leaving the city and just going out on a retreat. But sometimes it's not possible to plan it, and I feel like so I was actually wanting to ask about Dhammachanda and Tanha, and how do we distinguish between these two, and if I have this emotion of going on a retreat but I can't do it, so I have to just bear with it and have the endurance that okay, sooner or later it will happen when it will happen. Is that Dhammachanda, or like
You can
how
want to go to a retreat, but if you cannot get there yet, then you have to stop your want and accept whatever you have at the moment, at the present time. If you're stuck in traffic, try to enjoy the traffic. Don't kill yourself with with hating the traffic.
Yes, Ajaan.
You have to switch your attitude. That's all. Instead of disliking the traffic, just be happy, thankful for the traffic, and look at it as a test of your equanimity. Can you maintain equanimity under such situation or not?
The equanimity is there for a while and then it starts to fade away, fade away until
You forget to use mindfulness during that situation. If you can remember and you start to recite Buddha or do some chanting mentally, after a while you forget about the traffic,
yes.
You forget to apply mindfulness, the mental medicine.
Yes.
You want to stop the traffic problem.
The mindfulness, it comes and it goes, then it comes and it goes. So it keeps happening like a
Yeah, it means you're not practicing hard enough yet. You cannot maintain mindfulness, especially during the time when you need it. So try to practice mindfulness every day, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Then you have a powerful tool to deal with your stress and anxiety.
Is it okay to keep switching the mindfulness object?
Sure, you can use body sometime, chanting sometime, mantra sometime, watching your body, going through the 32 parts of the body, to keep your mind from thinking about other things, that's all.
Okay. So as long as we are not thinking and something or the other, like it's
Yeah, not thinking and not craving for anything, then it's okay. When you think and you crave, then you have to stop it. When you're not thinking or craving, it means you're accepting things as they are. When you accept them as they are, then there is no stress. Stress is caused by you not wanting to accept them as they are. You want to change them. And you cannot change them, so you become more frustrated and stressful.
Yes. There's resistance and I have to convert it into acceptance and then I'll be happy.
Yeah, well, it's easy to say than do it. Because yes, I can accept traffic, but when you're in traffic itself, your mind doesn't want to accept it. Then you have to use mindfulness to stop it from not accepting.
Agreed.
But by hard working, by training, eventually your mind will start to accept things as they are.
It's gotten better. It's gotten better from the time we came in January. There was a lot of resistance. Now that there is a little acceptance, sometimes I don't hear these voices, but sometimes they get on to me.
Yeah. So you have to try to keep your mindfulness at hand all the time, nearby. So whenever you feel restless or agitated, use mindfulness.
And during the day, Rajan, is it okay if I'm practicing mindfulness, but there is less of formal sitting meditation because of random reasons?
It depends on whether you can or not. If you can, it's good to sit as much as possible also, because your mindfulness will be more intense and your mind can be more calm and peaceful than not sitting. But if you cannot find the time or the situation doesn't allow you to sit, then you just have to use mindfulness.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. And Saget?
Namaskaram, Ajaan. I had a question about a relative of ours, actually, I want to ask on her behalf. A week and a half ago, Neeta and I attended a funeral, and it was their sister who had passed away. And they reached out to us and asked that they are keen to know more about Buddhism and practice more about Buddhism. They're not in a place where they can pick a book and read it, but they wanted to know what's a good way for them to learn about Buddhism. And I was just wondering, what would your advice be
Can
for?
can they access the internet?
Yes.
They can go to the website called Access to Insight. This is a good Theravada source of information.
Okay. Okay.
Access to Insight.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Right.
Dot something .org or something. I'm not sure.
Yes, I've visited that site.
Yeah, that's a good site to start learning about Theravada Buddhism.
Okay. And given that they're in India, would you suggest that they attend some YouTube course or listen to some talks or maybe take the Shila or precepts or any other advice besides visiting Access to Insight?
If they cannot yet practice on their own, then they have to rely on some instructor
Yes. Yeah.
to teach them how to do it properly.
Okay.
But it's so simple, practice mindfulness. You don't just know how to do it. Keeping the precepts, just know what the precepts are. And that's all you have to know. So I don't see any reason why you have to go online courses for this thing. You can study on your own. When I started studying Buddhism, I studied with books I got from Sri Lanka. And I just read books and I find it useful. I wrote for more books, until eventually I started practicing meditation on my own, keeping the precept on my own. I didn't have any teacher. I didn't have any group to practice with. I just did it all on my own.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you're smart enough, you can do it on your own. But if you're dumb and you're not able to do it by yourself, then you might need somebody to teach you this.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Maybe we can do some activity along with them, like taking the precepts or some simple mindfulness meditation, following some guidance online or something, just so they can get started, and then encourage them to continue with the Shila and mindfulness. And
Well, you have to be careful not to push them. They have to want to do it. Don't try to lead them, Let them ask for your assistance. Don't try to offer the assistance because sometimes they might still not ready for it.
Yes.
So it might sound like pushing them to do it, and maybe they're not ready yet, and they might not be happy with you.
Yes, certainly, Ajaan. Yes.
So don't try to do anything. Just leave them alone and let them make the move first. If they want to your help. If they don't say anything about it, then don't offer anything.
Yes. Yeah, they have reached out to us asking, but definitely we will make sure that we are not giving too much information and just
Not overdoing, not overdoing, not trying to push them. Because people sometimes don't feel like people to push them. They want to go on their own.
Correct. Certainly.
Okay. But if they ask you for assistance, yes, then you can offer them.
Yeah. Certainly, Ajaan.
But don't try to say, oh, you should do this, you should do that, but maybe they're not ready yet.
Right.
Okay.
Certainly, Ajaan. And also, just to share, Ajaan, you'd given me some good advice about working with my mom, where I felt that I need to be stern with her, etc. And you'd shared that I should just be available when she needs help. And actually, that advice has worked very well. And many of the things that I wanted to be stern with her, she herself is coming up and saying, can you help me with so and so? And that has been very, very helpful. And she is also improving in health, in fact. So thank you very much, Ajaan.
Yes. Sometimes you forget your role. Instead of being a servant, you want to be the master.
Yeah.
So when you become a master, your mother's not happy because she has to be a servant to you.
Yeah.
So keep her the master and you be the servant, and everybody will be happy.
Yeah.
You both will be happy. Okay.
Thank you very much, Raj.
But sometimes you can easily forget though, because of your concern, your worry. So be always constantly telling yourself you're the servant, okay? Whatever you're gonna say to her, think first whether you should say it to her or not, or
Yeah,
do anything to her or not.
yeah,
Either wait for her to ask you, or you can offer your assistance. Okay? Can I help you with anything?
yes, yes.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Raj.
Thank you,
You're
Ajaan.
welcome. All right. Next, Belinda from Singapore.
Good evening, Tanha.
Yes. Anything? Any question?
Tanha, like before a person attains psychic, even before they attain Sotapanna.
Yes, psychic power has nothing to do with enlightenment. There are people with psychic power long before the Buddha became enlightened. It's a psychic power that comes from meditation, from mindfulness meditation, but not from wisdom meditation. It's two separate things. You can become enlightened and have no psychic power. You can have psychic power and not become enlightened either. They're not together. They're two separate subjects or ability.
So like Devadatta, we'll see.
He didn't become enlightened yet. I don't think he was a Sotapanna. He was just, but he has psychic power. So he thought his psychic power is better than becoming enlightened. So this delusion blocked his path to enlightenment. So be very careful if you have psychic power and you haven't yet become enlightened. That you should treat psychic power it's just like a tool for doing something, but it's like having a car or something like that. But it cannot make you become enlightened with psychic power. It could become a hindrance if you think psychic power is better than becoming enlightened. Do you have psychic power?
No.
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 Okay. Okay, then there's no worry then. Then you don't have to worry about it.
So people
Just
with psychic, they
concentrate
may
on
not.
your mindfulness and wisdom practice.
So if someone who has psychic power, they may not keep the precept, no, Tanha? Is it okay?
I don't know. They usually have to keep the precept because when they meditate, they need the precept to support them. I'm not sure. Unless they have from the previous life, they may not need the precept to develop psychic power if they already have it. And maybe it makes them complacent and don't think that the precept is that important for them. So they might break the precept anytime they like.
Once we attain Sotapanna, it's unlikely to break the precept.
Now you see the very importance of the precept. You see the consequence of breaking the precept. It will send you to hell, send you to becoming animal.
So we need to reach the first level, Sotapanna.
That's right. Once you become a noble disciple, you will never break any precept. Even to protect your life, you rather give up your life than break the precept. Like if you have no food, you will not go steal some food to eat. You rather starve to death. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ajaan.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Next, go to Marsha. Hi, Marsha. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, yes, it's been a while.
How are
I'm
you
not sure.
doing?
I had kind of a rough streak the last couple of weeks, and I was losing touch of that separation between the mind and the body. But every time I would do the sitting meditation, I find that it's very easy for me now to separate it out so that the body just sort of becomes a shell. And then the mind, I'm just watching the mind, and I can sort the thoughts and the feelings and develop a concentration with some equanimity. I was thinking about what you said to one of the other participants about when you get that meditation experience and then you feel like you don't need your partner, don't need your life, and could just, live as a monk, renounce everything. I don't think I've had that yet. That really intense experience of the fourth
Yes,
jhana.
that's right. You haven't practiced hard enough yet.
How would you practice harder? What
All the
does that?
time, do it all day and do nothing else but meditation and mindfulness. Walking meditation, sitting meditation. Just do meditation all day long and stop all other activities. And except the activity of maintaining your body.
Mm-hmm.
But all the other activity you want to eliminate if you can. You're
Mm-hmm.
socializing with other people. If you can eliminate that, get rid of it. So you can have more time for your meditation practice.
Mm-hmm.
If
I
you're
think
working, you might want to quit your job if you can afford to do so.
yeah, I'm actually pretty lucky in that I live with my daughter. So some days I'm just here all by myself all day. The little kids go off to school, everybody else goes off to work, and I'm here at home with the cats. But I find, sometimes I don't want to do the practice either. It's like,
because your defilement comes up and you want to do some sensual pleasure instead.
well, not even that, like just not wanting to do anything.
Not wanting to do anything. Then what do? Sitting?
I think, yeah, I do spend a lot of time thinking, or just distracting the mind. Or I'll tell you the culprit for many of us, well, and for myself, I speak only for myself, is that little computer in the phone where you can scroll on your phone and just avoid what is going on. Totally. So anyway, I mean, I think things are going okay. The practice is going okay, and I need to do more. I need to practice.
You still rely on some external source to keep you happy, like the phone, for instance.
Well, and there's no happiness in that either. It's just a distraction.
Yeah, it's a form of eliminating your dissatisfaction, really.
Yes. Yes.
So it's a form of craving.
I guess maybe we could call it that.
Yeah, as long as you rely on something, it means you crave for something. So if you meditate and if your mind can become still and happy, then you don't need anything. So as soon as you need anything, it means your defilement will start to come up already.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
instead of picking up the phone, go back and meditate. No more meditation instead. You have a
Mm-hmm.
choice. Which choice you want to make.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay.
if you can maintain your sanity by meditation, then you don't need anything to keep you sane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Because if you rely on some external source, and if someday you cannot get it, then you feel terrible. So we rely on the internal source, your mind itself, your mindfulness, and your wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
This is the best source of refuge for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I still have those times where that bliss and contentment, it just comes. It will come unexpectedly. And
Yes, sometimes it doesn't come when you want it to. And when you don't want it, then it will come.
well, this is true. So usually when I'm meditating and practicing, a lot of times I don't access that.
Because of your expectation, that's blocking the thing to come up. You expect when you meditate, you expect the result, and your expectation is the one that is preventing the result to come up. So you must not expect anything when you meditate. Just focus on what you have to do.
At the same time,
Then,
go ahead.
Then when you don't have any expectation later on, it comes up. See?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. In my meditation, however, it's becoming really clear exactly how to do it. It's not like I'm following steps of technique that I've read, but I'm like, I know what to do to like separate things out now and how to like work with the breath to make it more comfortable, actually, just by accepting whatever is there. And it's like I'm able to sort what's happening and then come to a certain level of concentration. Maybe you could speak a bit on what does it actually mean to be concentrated in the meditation? And are there different levels of that?
To be concentrated only on one object only, and not be distracted by any other objects. Your mind doesn't go away from your object of meditation. Just to stay focused only on that object alone. This is what we call concentration. And if you can maintain this concentration long enough, then the mind will stop thinking, become empty, become peaceful and happy. Then you don't need to do anything at that point. You have reached the point of stillness, which is the goal of meditation, to get to that point. Then you find peace and happiness and contentment in that state of mind. And then all you have to do is just try to protect it by not allowing your thoughts to come up. Should they come up, you should stop them. Then you can remain in that state for a longer period of time. Eventually, your mindfulness might not be strong enough, or your concentration might not be strong enough to stop your thoughts. And the thought will then start to lead you out of meditation. Maybe I should get up, and maybe I should go have a drink or have a cup of coffee or something.
Mhm.
If you want to go back, you have to restart your mindfulness again, your concentration again.
Mhm.
But our defilement is still quite strong, and it still wants you to go have a cup of coffee, take a look at the phone, see who's calling you or not, so forth.
Mhm.
But if you realize that this is not good for you, what is good for you is to go back to meditation. Then you have to force yourself to restart your mindfulness concentration again.
Mhm.
So this is a matter of a tug of war between your defilement and your mindfulness. When your mindfulness become weakened, then your defilement becomes stronger. And if your mindfulness becomes stronger, then your defilement will be weaker. Then the
Mhm.
mind will become more still, more less
Mhm.
active. So it's just a matter of fight between the two sides, mindfulness and your defilement or your cravings. So you want to develop more mindfulness to keep the mind from craving, from desiring. When there's no defilement or craving, then there's peace and contentment in the mind. But when you start to have craving, then you start to have dissatisfaction, discontentment, and you want to have something to 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 make it content by going after some sensual objects.
Mhm.
But that's the wrong approach. The right approach is to go back into meditation.
Mhm.
But sometimes our delusion can be stronger than our wisdom. So instead of going back into meditation, we go to the sensual objects instead. And we go to have a drink, have a piece of cake or something.
Mhm. Yeah, yes. I can relate to what Mandy said earlier about like shopping and hearing the music in the supermarket and the craving for foods. All of those things, very, very real things for those
Yeah.
of us like out here in the lay life.
That's why people exist. They depend on sensual pleasure in various forms. Watching movies, going out, playing or play games or anything, drinking or eating. These are all sensual pleasures.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, okay. We
So
just have
if you want to
yeah.
have a peaceful mental experience, then you have to do more concentration, more mindfulness.
Mhm.
Even before you sit and meditate, you should be practicing mindfulness all the time.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Next, we'll go to New Zealand with Anura and Ramya. Must be quite early for you now, huh? 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Now, yeah, 3 o'clock. Good evening, Tanha. Yeah,
Good evening, Ajaan.
after a long time. So last week we joined, but the Zoom door was already closed. So
Yeah,
yeah, so I don't have any question. We just joined to pay respect to you, Tanha. Yeah, good to see
okay.
you. Yeah.
And you, Ramya? Same?
Yeah, I'm a little bit unrest these days because my sister is really unwell. She lives in Sri Lanka. So,
You're not doing any traveling during this time?
I'm going to visit my daughters.
In Sri Lanka or where?
No,
They live in the North Island of New Zealand. Yes.
during Easter we try to we plan to travel and then visit our daughters. So yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But no meditation retreat plan for you. Yeah.
We
I did the online
yeah,
retreat.
Online.
online,
Yes.
Actually, you can do that. It's easier than traveling to
yeah.
the
Yes.
retreat site. So
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Now
Oh,
nobody's
you,
at home. Yeah. It's only two of us, so it's more like a monastery now.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to see you.
Yeah. Thank you, Tanha.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah.
Next, Nining from Indonesia.
Yeah, Ajahn. Ajahn, I have a fish pond. I raised a koi fish from baby since 2016. So the koi now it's 9 years, very big. Actually, the koi for me, I mean, I don't rely on the koi to make me happy, but in fact, they need me. I mean, to taking care of them and also to feed them. So based on Dharma, is it wise? I mean, can they become a hindrance for my practice, Ajahn?
What do you mean? What
The
do
koi,
the coin? What do you mean with the coin? I don't understand the coin.
fish, pet, koi
Pet.
fish.
Pet.
Yeah, I have a fish pond.
Oh, okay. You should get rid of it because it takes away your time for meditation.
Mm.
If you don't have no fish to look after, then you have more time for meditation.
Yeah, but actually the pond is modern, so I don't have to do anything with the pond.
You still have to look after it though.
Yeah, to feed them.
Mhm.
But if I give the koi, since it's big, yeah, almost 1 meter, not everyone can taking good care of the koi, and also not everyone can have the suitable pond for them. So is it, I mean, I'm afraid of bad karma if I give them to anyone else and then they die.
You just release them into the water, into the stream, the river. Let them
Koi
live freely.
cannot, Achan, koi fish is they are very sensitive, cannot live in the they should live in the very clean environment.
Okay. Then you're stuck with it then.
That's why they're now 9 years. So because but actually they don't bother me at all. If I leave them 14 days, it's okay. They can still alive because my I have a good and modern fish pond. But uh, if I
Well, can you
yeah,
imagine if you die today, what's gonna happen to them?
yeah, that's it. That's why I don't want to have to do bad karma, Achan. That's why uh, I'm stuck with them actually because I'm afraid if nobody can taking good care of them like me, so they will die. I'm afraid of guilty feeling, but it hasn't happened yet. I know, but I'm afraid if I give them to anyone else.
It's the same thing as when you die today, who's gonna look after them? Somebody will come and look after them.
Yeah, but if with my intention I give them because I want to practice more, and then they die, do I do the good? I do the bad karma or not?
You didn't cause them to die. It's the
Oh,
other, the person who you gave it to. If they don't look after them, then the one who responsible for their death.
so I should choose the good people for taking care of them.
Definitely, you don't want to send it to the restaurant where they can.
Okay, Achan, that's why they are very big. That's why I stuck with them actually. Yeah, but they don't bother my practice
Okay, if they don't
actually.
bother you, then don't worry about them. Leave them
So,
alone.
just rest them until they die. Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, thank you, Achan.
yes.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Next, Christine Koe from Penang.
Ajahn.
How are you? Okay.
Good. This round I never follow my friend go to visit you, but my family members will be visiting you in coming weeks
Okay.
from Penang.
I'll look,
A large or big group.
I'll look forward to seeing them.
Yeah, then I will ask my family to do Dharma, how do I say that? Namakama.
Navakama.
I'll ask them to help me
Okay.
do the donation to you. Then Tanajan, I have one very good experience that I would like to share my homework to you. At once I was eating my meal, then out of sudden my mindfulness kick in, then I cannot feel my taste of my food, and I only see my movement of my jaw biting. Then the greed of the kilesa stop, and I out of sudden I can feel that actually we eat is due to our greed from the heart, and we has been fooled by the kilesa and my stomach is totally not hungry at all. At that moment I can really understand the Dharma so well, I feel so wonderful.
Yes, you should eat only to get rid of the hunger but not eat for the pleasure of eating.
Yes. And we are so, I mean, I feel so stupid for all this while. I just feed my mentality thought that, I enjoy or everything. Actually, it's not good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't do it again. Try to eat food for the sake of maintaining life of the body, not
Yes,
for the
yes,
pleasure.
yes, yes, yes.
And you should not eat the food that you like. Try to eat the food that you don't like. So then
yeah,
you won't be attached to the food.
yeah. And the feeling and all the thinking mind, all the feeling, everything is pulling us to keep us on, round and round within the samsara. Suddenly I feel I so happy with the Dharma, I realize.
Yes, good.
Yeah.
You're in the right direction.
Yeah, I don't know why I feel this few weeks and this few months understand the Dharma is so well. It's like keep coming in like that. The mindfulness.
Yes, the more you listen to Dharma, the more you study Dharma, then the Dharma will start to become more obvious to you.
Mm.
You
It
start
puts
to
the
see
Dharma.
the Dharma more clearly.
Yes, yes,
So keep up with your practice, keeping up with your study of the Dharma.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will. Thank you. Thank you,
You're
Sadhu,
welcome.
Tanajan.
Next, we'll go to Kunjup now for more questions from email.
กราบนมัสการท่านอาจารย์ค่ะ We have 5 questions altogether, and the first 3 questions are from the assistant Gmail. The first question is from Maria from Russia. My question is about anatta. I understand that it means the absence of control over anything. I get confused when Ajaan says that the mind of the Buddha still exists. Can Ajaan please explain that?
Well, the mind is a knowing element. It's like the other 4 other elements, like the earth element, the water element, the fire element, the wind element. This element they don't die. They're not destroyed. They always exist. So the Buddha, the body of the Buddha died because the 4 elements that form the body of the Buddha separated. So the body disappeared. But the mind, which also separate from the body, can still exist alone by itself.
What exactly is meant when we say that there's no permanent self in us, so what exists then?
There is no self whatsoever, not just permanent or temporary self. The mind is a knowing element, like the earth element. The earth element has no self. The water element has no self. The wind element has no self. The fire element has no self. So too is the knowing element, has no self. It's just an element, but it has the ability to think. And this thinking is deluded. We start to create a fiction self by delusion. To think that the mind itself is a self, but there's no real self. It's just a fictional self created by the thinking of the mind.
And what is reborn in the case of ordinary beings?
New body, see, new body. The mind take up new body, like buying a new phone. When your old phone breaks down, you go buy a new phone. That's rebirth, see? Rebirth of a new phone. Then eventually the new phone will get old, get sick, and die. Then you buy a new phone again. Keep changing the phone. So too is the body. This body that you have one day will get old, get sick, and die. Then when you lose this body, the mind loses this body, the mind go get a new body. It's just replacing an old body with a new body. This is what rebirth is about.
Isn't the mind some kind of permanent essence that exists in every living creature? And how can we say then that there's no self?
Because it's not self. It's just element. Self is just created by the delusion of the mind. It's a fiction. It's like the mind is like a fiction writer. It creates all sorts of characters by just thinking. But it's not real. It's just thinking created by thoughts. When you meditate, when you still the mind, still the thought, then the self disappears.
The next questions are from Sarasi from Geneva. First question is, for a layperson, what hinders most to his journey towards becoming a Sotapanna?
Well, the five hindrances is part of the obstruction, especially the sensual pleasure, the craving for sensual pleasure. Make it difficult to go and meditate, live in seclusion.
The next question. Doctors always see the loathsomeness of human body when they treat patients with various illnesses. They can see the futility of this life very well. Can we say it is easier for health professionals to understand the true essence of what Buddhism reveals with regard to human body and our lives?
Yes, if they apply it properly. But sometimes they only use it for medical reason. They don't use it for mental reason. If they want to use it for mental reason, then they have to use it when the mind have problem with the body, and they have to use this knowledge of the body to stop the mental problem. But they don't use it. They only use it for their profession. If they're a doctor, they only look at the body only when they have to operate on the body. But when they don't have to operate on the body, they forget about this body entirely.
The next questions are from Facebook, and the first question is from George Lim. Dear Ajaan, is it normal to have dreams every night when we sleep?
Well, different people have different amount of dreams. Some people dream more, some people dream less. So I cannot say what the normal is for people. For each people, is different.
Does it mean that the mind is too active and have no mindfulness or concentration during the daytime?
That is part of it. And the other part, whether the good dreams or the bad dream is driven by your good karma or bad karma that you have accumulated in your mind.
And the last question is from Shun Fu Kai. Namasakan Bante, may I know whether can a disrobed layperson practice Tudanga or only Sangha can?
No, there's no prohibition on anybody. Anybody can practice Dhutanga practice. It's a way of living in austerity regarding using the four requisites of life, like food, clothing, shelter, and medicine. So you can use it even if you're a layman, not a monk, if you like to, if you want to. But you might be looking, other people might think you're weird, that's all.
That is all ค่ะ
Okay. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for your company. I hope this meeting is useful and can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay, be mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you, Amin.
Thank you, Amin.
Thank you,